Good evening, everyone. A heartfelt welcome to all of you joining us today for what promises to be a fascinating and a fantastic conversation on Debunk the work life balance myth. I'm Prashanti Sudhakar, your host for this session, and it's a pleasure to have you all here with us today. At Education Nest, we are passionate about empowering professionals with the knowledge and skills they need to thrive in today's ever evolving world. Let's make the most of our time together and get ready for an engaging and thought provoking discussion. Let's get started. In today's webinar, our guest will enlighten us into one of the most lucrative topics for 2025. Debunk the work life balance myth. Work life balance in the 21st century is the harmonious integration of an individual's professional career and their personal life, encompassing aspects like family, health, leisure, and personal development. It's about achieving a sense of equilibrium where neither work nor personal life excessively dominates the other, leading to overall well being and fulfillment. And to help us gain some incredible insights and practical strategies, we have a very special guest with us today, Parameshwari ma'am, who will be sharing insights and expertise that will definitely help you expand your knowledge and skills. We are delighted to welcome Ms. Parameshwari ma'am as the distinguished speaker for today's highly anticipated webinar. Parameshwari ma'am is a seasoned coach, counselor, faculty with more than 18 years of work experience, a passionate trainer who makes transformation in the way people think, act, and lead. We are eager to gain some valuable insights from your expertise, ma'am, and without any further ado, the stage is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Prashanti. Thank you for the wonderful introduction for me. So it's always very enlightening and inspiring when somebody brags about me. So thank you so much. All right. So a very good evening, everyone. This is Parameshwari again. And the topic that today we are actually going to talk about is debunk the myths of work-life balance. So I'll be sharing my the presentation with you, and then we'll quickly go ahead with it. All right.
Yeah.
So here we go. Just give me one moment, and we'll just share the presentation. Okay. So everybody can see. Is it clear?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay. So firstly, I would thank Education Nest to give me this opportunity for sharing my insights and transforming you as an individual when we talk about balancing with harmony. So, this is one of the building capacities and also bridging the gaps, all right, wherever you people fall short of it. Okay, so thank you again, Education Nest. So, here we go with the topic which says debunk the work life balance myth. Now, tell me one thing that when we talk about the keywords over here, that is work life balance, is it really that the work life balance is something which is 50-50? No, or yes? Because we think that, work is 50% and life is 50%, your personal life. And we need to weigh this in an equal level. However, this is a myth. That's why we are here to debunk it, because it's never been possible that an individual can be 50% of the work and 50% of the personal life. It's a question, right? Now, when we talk about this debunking of this and purely forming this as, a myth which people are carrying it for so many years, right? You will be seeing people saying, I'm not able to maintain my work life balance, things are not working well because I'm not able to give a quality time to my family, my parents, for myself, I don't get my me time. Now, how you are supposed to actually organize yourself, right? How you think, for yourself how you actually behave with this kind of crisis. This is what we are going to go ahead with. So, the roadmap for today you can see over here. So, we'll talk a little bit about work life balance because it's a very common term which, it's always in vogue because we people are living a life. Now, how we actually integrate our work and our life is actually what it matters. Spot the stupidity, I would say. Again, where are we making these stupid mistakes? Time wasters, we all know what are time wasters, but still we get so immersed and we get so hang of it that we know it is a time wasters, but we never actually do anything about it. So how are you going to get the balance? Reasons for imbalancing, mindfulness, whatever we are doing it, are we doing it with full consciousness or not? And then the various strategies which is actually going to help you with the techniques which is actually help you mitigate these particular problem. Okay, so don't confuse having a career with having a life. Do we get confused? Yes, we do. We think our work is the entire life that we are living. Actually, when people say work life balance, I would say rather work, it is life work balance. Does, does that sound great? Because there is no concept of work life balance. It's a myth. It's your life. You are living your life. Now, how you're integrating your life in a very productive, in a fruitful, and in a very strategic manner, in a very methodical way, that matters a lot. So there is no nothing as work life. It's more like it's your life. In your life, work is just a part of it. But what we make it is that work is the main life, and we make our personal life just a part of it. Now, this is something which you really, really need to understand when you are actually mitigating this problem. So, I hope this picture gives you a lot of, you know, I would say that, one is your formal attire and other is a casual attire. So, can you carry both together? Yes, of course, we can carry. Now, let me just talk about a small activity. I would advise everyone to do this wherever you are, wherever you're sitting. You can do it a little later also. I'll just quickly tell you that what you need to do. So this is your hand, right? This is your palm.
1 second. We are not being able to, I mean, the slideshow didn't start, so the slides are not visible. Can you please start the slideshow so that we'll be understanding the
No,
slide?
it's showing.
It is
It's
showing,
showing.
but it's you have to start the slideshow. Uh, it got stuck in the first thing itself. Can you please reshare it? We already tried.
Okay,
Once
just give me
again.
one
Sure.
moment. Oh, I
Sure.
probably thought
Oh,
that it's okay. We just did with the second slide.
yeah.
I will share it again.
Yeah, please.
Is it visible now?
Yeah, it is visible. I mean, you have to
This
change the
is
slides.
is
Then
it changing now? Which slide it is on?
it is on the hand slide.
Yeah, that was the one where, but I again changed it. Now it has come to the second slide. Debunk the work life myth.
No. I think you have to start the slideshow because we are being able to see the whole screen.
Let me stop sharing it again. I'll share it again.
Yeah, sure,
It
ma'am.
says screen, window, it says your tab, then your window and your entire screen. So I actually shared my entire screen. So if I allow it, okay, just give me 1 second. What do you see now?
Yeah,
What do you see? Can you help me know what are you
debunk the
able to see?
work-life balance myth.
Okay. So now I make this as a full screen. Is it visible? Is this
No.
visible
There
as a
is a
full screen?
slideshow option, like file, home, insert, draw, design, and there is slideshow option in the above record review. You can see that above the,
Ma'am, I'm not getting what you're saying.
there's a slideshow option. If you press that, the PPT will
No,
be,
where slideshow option? I started with sharing, right?
yeah, yeah, you did.
So I clicked on share. I clicked on share. After share, it says share the content.
Okay, you please share it, ma'am. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So when I share it, it says also share the tab or window and the entire screen. So when I click on uh, how you want me to go, what are you able to see now?
The Teams link. Please open the
N- n-
PPT.
Now
Share
can
the
you see the
PPT.
PPT? Can you see the PPT?
No, ma'am.
What is happening? Oh, it was going all fine. Why is happening like this? Now what can you see?
Yeah, PPT, the roadmap. You please
No,
continue,
but
ma'am, please.
no, wait a minute. Can you see it in a full screen or you are just able
No,
to see it in a half screen?
half screen, ma'am.
Like,
So the
so when I click on the full screen, are you able to see it?
no, actually below the search button there is a slideshow option. Can you please check that? Above the thing there is slideshow.
Ma'am, where? This is how I present. I don't know what is
Okay,
something new. I
please continue, ma'am. Just change the
No, but
slides.
if you can't see the slide, how will I continue, ma'am? Team Live is sharing a window. Yes, it and what can you see right now?
Roadmap for today. Okay, do it manually, ma'am. Like change one slide after one. Change it. Like after you finish
Prash-
explaining this, you please change the next slide.
Prashanti, this will not go this way. I'm sorry. Either I'm getting confused or I think something is going wrong. You are not able to see. Why is it happening like that? It's the normal way I'm sharing the screen, but why you're not able to see it? Then how will it come on the screen then?
No, I can see the screen. I can see the thing, but if you start the slideshow, I mean, the slide will change. So what happened before? You already went to the third slide, but we were still there in the first slide. The slide was not changing when you were explaining. So that is what I was trying to tell
So
you.
but now, all right, that happened little later, but now I changed it with the window thing. That time I changed it with my full screen. So by window now it will be visible, na? I'll do it this way. Maybe this might work one by one.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Are you able to see the slide?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so it's let's unburden the life. All right, so this is a
Mm.
small activity where you can just see. This is the slide you're able to see.
Yes, yes.
Just give me. Okay, great. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, so we all come back. So this is your palm, right? And what you need to do is that you need to write in your palm. Maybe you can do it a little later. That what are the things which actually are in your control, and the above on your fingers you need to probably pick, just punch in what is there which is not out of your control. So just think about it just for a few seconds. What is something which you can control, or you can probably put it in the chat box as well. And what is something that you cannot control? All right. So if I give you an example, can you control the time? Can you? Yes or no? So if you can control it, then probably it must be inside your, inner side of your palm. But can you control your health? Yes, we can manage our health. Can we control our life? Yes, we can. What we cannot control is that we cannot control the time also at times. We cannot control our age. Can we? No, we cannot, because it's always you keep on growing. You cannot go backwards, right? Can you control your emotions? Yes. Can you control other people's emotions? No, you cannot. So, work life balance again talks about that you can control yourself or you cannot control yourself. Everything is in your hand. Okay, so if we simply define it, WLB, this doesn't mean that 50% of your work at work or 50% of your time at home. So don't, this is one big myth. One should always avoid it, right? Now, the definition, there is no cohesive, agreed upon definition of work life balance in the literature. This is by Calliot and Burrow 2008. However, the common understanding is that there are at least two domains of life, that is personal, that is one is personal, and that is work. Now, generally, what happens is that when we are in this particular stage of life, whatever you, whether you are in your college, whether you are in the middle age, whether you are in the very high level in your professional career, maybe you are a mid-level management, or you are a CEO or a director. Now, these things are very relative. Now, if you're a student, you would say that, oh, I don't get time. Now, if you were a professional, you say that no, no, most of my time is going, fulfilling the target, fulfilling 9 hours of work. So, what to do? All right, but that doesn't mean that you keep your life. All right, think about a circle. It's your life, and in that particular big circle, work is just, you can say half or maybe one fourth of it. So, the moment you decide that which side or which part of the circle I'm a part of, it becomes very, very easy for you to manage your work life balance, right? So people should feel satisfied in every life domains they are. Actually, when we talk about a harmony in the work life balance, right? So WLB is a degree of autonomy that people have over the demands of various roles and their ability to meet their demands. So everybody has, you need to play multiple roles in your life, don't you? You're a father, you're a mother, you're a teacher, you're a brother, etc., etc. Okay, so what is the need of millennials today? What, when we talk about you people, maybe y'all are Gen Zs, y'all are the millennials of this 21st century. Y'all are, they can be sophomores also. They can be people with a very high level of the career oriented guy, people, females who have actually transformed, or they've just moved out from a career break from their marital status, or maybe from their, the child being born, and then you come into your life. So you can be in any stage of your life. So there was a survey which was done, all right, which was done in 2019, though it's an old data, but this was done by Shift Board Inc. And it shows over here, if you can see the value over here, which talks about 77% are the people who are looking not for, a very high level of career, or maybe, getting more luxuries in your life, or maybe getting a big BMW car, but majorly you look for work life balance. All right, this is what people are actually striving for, and this is a world data. Trust me, this is a world data. It's not only region specific or a country specific. And later on you can see the data where, yes, of course, a good life, a relationship, etc., etc., which is actually required. But yes, 77% people are striving to get a work life balance. Now we come to understand that, okay, now why these imbalances which happen? We know what we've understood, what work life balance is. But now when we talk about imbalances in life, now a common one, you know why there is an imbalance. So either you give a weightage to work to a very high level where you actually depriving your personal life, or maybe you give a lot of time in your personal life, all right, and actually you are maybe not giving that much of, allocation to your work. Okay, so and these imbalances happen why? So they are very natural. So it can happen that as just said just in the previous slide, that you are in a juncture in your life. You must be in the crossroad of your life where you have actually taken and prioritized that, okay, this is going to be my real life, or this is going to be my something which I'm going to give the maximum. And there is where the imbalances happen. Now again, this is another activity which I would tell you. This is called the wheel of life. You can see this, you can easily get it on internet. Just type the wheel of life, you will get this sheet. All right, you can take a print out. Now once you take a print out, you will see over here there are various, you know, areas and domains which you need to mark on the circle, right? So it can be either, you know, the business you are in, you can talk about the finances, or right, or you can talk about your family, your romance, your personal life, your health, etc., etc. Okay, so when you see over here, Prashanti, is the slide visible? Can you just give me a confirmation?
Yes, ma'am. The wheel of life. It's visible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great, great. All right, so in this wheel of life, you will see that, you know, these are 10 areas that you need to mark. And what you need to mark is that, suppose I'll give you an example. So it's, for example, family and friends. So out of the rating of 10, where do you mark yourself? So I, as an individual, would mark it like I give 7. So I give a lot of importance to my, I'm a social person, I'm not a asocial person, I'm a social. So I give a lot of importance to my friends, I go for parties, I make sure that I attend all the, you know, the functions that happens in my family. So I would give a 7. All right, and it depends upon you that how much of the allocation that you're giving for your physical environment, maybe to your health. So this is how you need to draw once you mark it, once you mark all these things, so the rank your level of satisfaction in the area of life. So the closer you are with the 10, the more fulfilled you feel. Okay, how this goes about is that you can see the skewness. So once you draw in the circle, you're doing a marking in that particular, all the areas. So you, if your circle is approximately, you know, close to a circle, it's great. But yes, it should be towards 10 or 7 or 8, it's great. But when you see that there is a lot of skewness when you're joining all the dots, it tells you that how much of work life balance that you're. So this is one activity which tells you that how can you can weigh the imbalances in your life. Okay, now symptoms. Now, what are the symptoms of work-life imbalances? Why do you think, you know, these imbalances are there? But please make sure that please do these two activities. One is the one which I talked about, the hand activity. Second is the wheel of life, which actually will give you a lot of insights that, you know, where are you been placed? How will you unfold yourself? That whether really I'm doing a good job or not. All right, so first you need to evaluate yourself also, and then you're going to come to the strategies. Okay, this is a problem. Now I'm going to come to the solution part. But before that solution part, you should know where you stand, right? Okay, symptoms of work life imbalance. Many, there are many. All right, so the first thing is that people are nowadays, you know, everything chat gpt does it, many things gemini does it, you know, things are becoming very easy. So people are also becoming a little more lazy also, or maybe, you know, procrastination. So if you see the point over here, I'm not reading all, you can read it over here, but I'll just discuss few of them. So when you do a lot of procrastination, means that, you know, you'll do it later, आज नहीं करना, कल करना है. So you're piling the things. And when you're piling the things, then definitely there will be an imbalance. Because one day will come and your boss is going to ask you that where is the data, where are the reports, and the last day you sit and you do it. So how are you going to maintain the balance? Right? Motivation loss in organization, you know, at times you don't feel like working. All right, let me tell you one thing. Motivation, we all know that, you know, it's intrinsic and it is extrinsic also. but how you need to be self motivated also. You know that there are a lot of things in your life, you have priorities in your life, so you need to have a balance that you need to create. Okay. And yes, a lot of emotional upsurges, because we are all social animals. We get uh, we get affected very fast. All right. We are very emotionally, we have been constructed as a human being, we are constructed very highly on emotions. Okay. So there are a lot of emotional upsurges. All right. One thing is very important. If you're very happy with your work, you will always carry the same energy at home. And if you're happy at home, you will carry the same energy at your workplace. So it's whiz a whiz, right? So always remember, it's all your energy that makes the balance harmonious. And if your energy doesn't work, you will have a lot of imbalances. Okay. Now, when you talk about why we do have these imbalances, as we were the earlier slide also that we talked about, but where does the time go? कहाँ जाता है सारा टाइम? 24 hours है. हम अगर list भी, even if we make a calendar or we make a planner, where the 24 hours goes we don't know, because 8 hours of sleep, but hardly people in metropolitan city they get 8 hours of sleep. We hardly sleep for 5 or 6 hours. All right. So if 6 hours we are sleeping, then we have, right, how many hours that we are left with? We're left with 18 hours. So where is the 18 hours going? It's 8 hours of work that we do. The rest of the 8 hours, where is it? Where is the 8? This is how you need to be calculative when we're doing the work life. You know, we're trying to maintain a life work balance. All right. So time wasters, the most important time wasters nowadays is the social media. We all know it. And that's why I did not put it in my slide at all. We all know, where you sit, you get glued with the system, or you get glued with your mobile phone, and you think that you're going to see it for 5 minutes, but it end up goes to 30 minutes. So I think you need to work upon your screen time. Right, this blue screen time is very contagious. So if you work on your screen time, trust me, people, I go for training, I go for management training, I have told people that after 8 o'clock people should not see their mobile phone, and people are practicing the same thing. And there is another cause also. If you see the screen time, you don't get sleep, right? And there are many other time wasters waiting for who's going to inspire you. You're waiting that somebody is going to fuel you? No. Dude, you need to be self motivated. Repeating the same mistakes. We may make a mistakes in office. We make a wrong report. Again, we do the same thing, because at times we don't follow the eye for detailing rule, right? We don't see, oh, these are some stupid mistakes that's why this is called spot the stupidity also, because we do the same mistakes, and then we say that we don't get a balance. Because when we are at work, we are on the mobile phone, or we are talking, or we're chit chatting, and then we are making the ppt, or maybe we're making the report, or we're doing a very important work on data, right? So these are, again, we don't realize, but these are the time wasters. Trying to please everybody. Please stop pleasing everybody. You're not over here to please everybody in this world. At times, just have a very close network. You have few friends, all right? Or maybe you are not supposed, the entire department is not yours. Okay. So what's going to happen if you're pleasing every day? You might be ending up, matching up to their expectation, and you will kill your personal life also. Okay, stop comparing yourself and expecting a perfectionist. All right, we all need to do that. We are doing a good job. All right, but however, what happens is that we should not be over obsessed of ourselves, right? Because I know being perfect is good, but being over perfect, or chasing after perfectionism, becomes actually one of the roadblocks in your career also. Please make mistakes. You're here to make mistakes, to learn it also, right? Okay, so people get stuck there. Okay. Now, how are we going to combat this? What are the mitigation strategies that? So there is one theory I would suggest everybody to read, because when we are talking about work life balance, and we know that we need to create a boundary. All right, because boundaries makes our thought also to be in the same circumference. It also makes our actions also to be in the same circumference. It also helps us a lot of, ways of thinking. Your cognitions also are in the same circumference. So if anything which is in the boundary, the moment you're stepping out of the boundary, it's just like a Lakshman Rekha. So somebody is hitting you, dude, you're not supposed to step out. If you step out, these are the repercussions, right? Similarly, this is a boundary theory by Clark's, right? He's one of the psychologists. So he developed to focus on the integration and segmentation of work and family. So when we talk about integration, it's something like this. So in work life balance also, when we are talking about integration, we are not saying acha 50% you give for your home and 50% you give. You need to integrate certain things, keeping it in the boundary. So you can see this area is there. All right, these are the ways where you need to integrate. All right, if you have a family, very important, you have to visit the hospital, you have to go for parents teacher meeting for your kids. All right, then you need to manage your work accordingly, and you can take out some time, obviously taking permission. And you can, it's very important. Some parents, fathers or mothers, they say we don't get time. This is not an excuse. If the parents, if your children are studying, it is very important that you need to go for their functions, you need to go for their annual day, you need to go for their sports day. You need to make sure that you integrate your work accordingly. All right. Okay, so please read about it. It's a very good theory. Okay, so you should know what are the premiations. All right, now we come to some more reasons. All right, the major reasons for where we actually lack, though I have talked a lot about the major reasons. But personal mindset, social media, we talked about increased responsibility at home. Okay, fine, I understand that. Work, that also. But personal mindset, see, we have a very, we have the mindsets, right? At times we have our mindsets very fixed. So there are three types of mindsets. One is the fixed mindset, then we have the growth mindset, and then we have the innovative mindset that we talk about. Fixed mindset मतलब नहीं हो सकता, work life balance नहीं हो सकता, I can't do this, I cannot leave my work and come home and take care of the kids, or I go for shopping, or you need to satisfy your family also. But if you have a fixed mindset, no, I cannot do it, it's never going to work that ways. So very, very important is that when you're trying to make a balance, it is very important that you move from that fixed mindset, move to a growth mindset. Say that yes, I can do it. So the moment you are in that growth level, you are doing a lot of brainstorming, you're trying to integrate your time, your personal space with your professional space. Along with that, you are doing innovations in your life. So that is what eventually you come out of. That is called an innovative mindset, right? Got it. All right, I hope you're finding it interesting. So it's a very, very interesting topic, trust me. And please try to use these applications. First, think about it. Give a structure to your mind that what Parmeshwari ma'am is actually talking about, right? Think, take some very strong keywords. I'm not saying that, immerse yourself entirely, but at least get some, like, for example, when I talked about imbalance, think about what I majorly imbalance. At least mindset can be something which is actually going to make a transformation in yourself. Okay, I'm not saying pick up a diary, start putting that, okay, from today onwards, I'm going to prioritize my time, I'm going to put everything in writing. No, these things actually happens gradually, right? After the training or after mentoring or anything. It will not happen like this. But yes, a consistency is actually required. So if you are consistent and you really want a change in your life, this is definitely going to be impactful. Now, what is a risk when we say that we don't maintain this thing? What generally happens? Yes, let me tell you, it's really, really detrimental. I'll tell you 72%, you can see the data, 72% employees are in poor mental health. We do a lot of counseling in, in the organizations. I'm a counselor as well. So we do workplace counseling. So when we go and we do an intervention, so they tell us that हमें time ही नहीं मिलता, हम क्या करें, हमारे पास time, we don't get time for anything. Right, but the underlying fact is many other things, but they just say that we don't get time. I just now gave you an example that how you can manage your time with the number of 24 hours that you have. All right, it's just about strategizing it, right? But if you're not maintaining it, definitely a lot of pressure, a lot of unresolved conflicts at work is going to develop. In your personal life also, you're not giving time to your spouse, you're not giving time to your mother, father, family, siblings, etc., not even to your friends. So it's going to it will be unresolved conflicts, poor performance. Eventually what happens that, you're not giving me time, you're not pampering yourself. All right, so it's again eventually going to give a poor performance, and the financial loss is eventually going to happen. So few, areas that we actually bifurcate. So it's the physical, you will have a lot of fatigue, hypertension, headache, feeling of weakness. This is going to psychological impact, boredom, lethargy, negativity, in depression, anxiety levels because your work is not getting completed. So people don't actually, get into the psychological impact. उनको सिर्फ लगता है कि performance नहीं हो रहा है. Performance is actually driven by a lot of psychological impact. And eventually what happens is that if you're psychologically, your mind and your mental health is not right, it gets manifested in your behavior. So whatever you think, whatever your physical bodily problem is, that it eventually manifests in your behavior. And when it's getting into your nerves, it's coming in your behavior. Your family will not be happy, your friends will not be happy, you will become impulsive, you will have a lot of anger issue, you might get into smoking. You see, out of the office, you will see maximum people, where there's a lot of stress, they either smoke. All right, why do they smoke? Okay, once in a while it's fine, but why so much of smoking? Because it actually seizes your mind, because you have no other. So that's how it gets manifested. And later, after the office, then you go and you have parties, and people get drunk. All right, drinking is fine, but if it is actually taking a toll, then it's not fine. All right, so quickly we'll jump how to what is the core mantra. All right, play to your strengths. It says that how you're going to manage it, play your strengths. So we come to the strategies. Quickly, we will be talking about the strategies, the power of words. Allowing your generous nature to be misused and abused only helps others. And in fact, if it works against you. All right. So people say don't say no. But I would say that wherever you think that you have to say no, please be generous and say. You cannot be onerous to yourself so much. You can't be burdening yourself. So जहाँ नहीं होता है वहाँ no बोल दो. Please नहीं करना. Even if it is in family, if you can't go for a party, please say no. If you don't want to go for a road trip, please say no. But just to please, you you don't carry that baggage. And in offices also, if things are actually, you know you can't say no, मतलब not in a fun way, but yes, अगर बहुत ज़्यादा target है तो आपको बोलना ही पड़ेगा. But how you say no also depends that how nicely you say no. So there are many ways that you can say, we'll probably see, I will try, but I cannot give you a commitment right now. Okay, we'll work upon it, maybe not right now giving a commitment. So these are other ways that you can use, but at least learn to say no. Time management, this is something, again, people say time management is a myth, but no, it's not a myth. If you adequately, properly, segmentally, if you can manage it, it's a great way that you can manage it. And it will not always be perfect. You can see the picture over here. Nobody, no human being is perfect. because we are all wired in a different way. So no situation can be perfect, no work can be completely perfect. अगर आप उसको इवेल्युएट, आपको लग रहा है कि आपने काम अच्छा किया, ग्रेट, बट अगर आप उसको दो तीन और लोगों से इवेल्युएट करेंगे, वो कोई ना कोई नुक्स निकाल देंगे. फिर यू डोंट गेट, take it on yourself and then, अरे my god, again I have to do this work. It's okay. Nobody is perfect. All right, for that perfection you keep on chasing that perfection and you lose a lot of time for yourself and for the work. Do your work good. 90% your work should be good. All right, everybody gives a 10% of benefit of doubt. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so that at least you can maintain the balance and harmony, detach from work. So there are times where you need to spend a me time. uh, View the relaxation as an investment, separate your feelings from your identity, ditch the scarcity mindset also. All right, so at times when you require a harmony, when you're going out, I've seen people carrying their laptops when they go for vacation. It's fine, because you never know when the contingency or the emergency might arise, but it doesn't mean that you get glued also when you're in a vacation, right? So this is what the problem area comes into, when you actually don't detach yourself. See, in psychology also, detachment is a technique, right? You don't get detached. आप फैमिली के साथ डिटैच नहीं हो सकते, आप अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ डिटैच नहीं हो सकते. यू कांट गेट डिटैच्ड विद योर पेरेंट्स. व्हेन यू आर गोइंग अब्रॉड, you at times you're not able to detach, so you go there, you study, maybe some people come back also, right? It's a technique. So one needs to learn, needs to know this, that also, that if you want to maintain, right, a balance, you need to detach from things. If you are associated with it, you will be associated, because you can see the picture, it's just like a magnet. But you need to learn the art of detachment, which is very, very important. Okay, yes, now people practice a lot of mindfulness. Mindfulness simply means that to be in the conscious state of what you're doing. If you're working, please be with your work. If you're in your vacation, which I just talked about, detach from there, completely consciously be with your children, be with your parents, be with your spouse, so that you are actually enjoying. So just के लिए आप vacation, the thing why you've planned for a vacation, you've planned it for leisure. If that leisure is not a leisure, then you have not fulfilled it at all. So you can never maintain a balance, right? So it is essential. So practicing mindfulness, or a state of being attentive, not judgmentally aware of the momentary experiences, is a great way to help and balance the two worlds. Absolutely. You need to balance both the worlds, your professional, and see the picture also saying you need to actually nurture it. All right, you need to actually harness it also, where you need control also, and you need to feed it. And if you're not feeding it, it's both the sides of the world is actually, you might have a debacle. Okay, it can be a disaster. So the more you feed it, these are the things which is actually going to develop. So it's going to be health wise also, you're going to be good. It improves the relationship, reduces the stress. Okay, and the cognitive flexibility also bolsters. So these are some areas which actually starts flourishing. That's why it's always said have a meet. And nowadays even organizations are have also come with, they are trying to integrate, they have come up with nice policies where they call the parents, they call the children at the workplace, so that they see how the parents are working, how, what is the kind of relationship that they have with the organization and with the bosses. And most of the events also they call the families, so that there is an integration and they can maintain that balance. Now you all know that we all are in the 21st century. So after the paradigm shift, you have seen how the style of work has also improved. So I don't think, if you are in a good organizations or probably in IT industry, so a lot of, you get that leverage of balancing your work, because you're working in a hybrid model, or maybe you're working in a work from home. So that has given a lot of leverage in balancing. Okay, so this is what I was saying, that it is more like a life work balance. Okay, few more strategies which I'll just run through. Decide what your values and priorities are. Work is your priority, fine, that is number one priority, give it. But you should also know that how much of the time that is allocated. Now even I work, but the moment it's my 8:30 hours are over, though the moment I'm out of my office, if I think about my office, I find it as a sin. Trust me, because I need to give my time to my son. So I find it sin. I don't think about it, because जितने देर मैं ऑफिस में रहती हूँ मैं अपना काम करके जाती हूँ. हाँ, emergencies are something else, but yes, I consider it as a sin. So if you have this mindset, you will be able to maintain the balance. All right, identify your balance blockers. Who are blocking your balance? Is it the money which is blocking? Then don't earn so much, it's not required. ऑलराइट, जितना कमाना होता है, जितना जीने और एंजॉय करने के उतने. डोंट हैव वेरी वेरी, आई एम नॉट सेइंग डोंट एस्पायर, यू शुड एस्पायर, बट इतना हाई एस्पिरेशन यू शुड नॉट बी हैविंग. सो मच ऑफ एस्पिरेशन इज ब्लॉकिंग, right, your personal life. So balance your mind, it's very important. That, this plays a very important role. If it is there, your mindset is there. If your mind is controlled, you have a, if it's not, then do a little bit of a cognitive restructuring of your mind. All right, that's again a very strong word, cognitive restructuring. It means moving your negative thoughts to a positive thoughts. All right, so if the moment you start doing this, you can, I'll tell, trust me, you will have the best of your life. Okay, concentrate on one thing at a time. Multitasking, okay, most of the organizations, they expect multitasking, right? Great, it is great, they all want. But if you really want to make a little peace in yourself, then please concentrate one thing at a time. All right, so you can put a time allocation, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours for this work, and then moving. Juggling will never improve the performance. Don't keep on juggling. Okay, and respect your private. If you're listening to music, please listen with mindfulness. If you're in the park, have a laugh, have fun, gossip about anybody, talk nonsense. Please spend your me time, right, instead of just thinking back at what's happening in the office. Okay, so last but not the least, I would like to talk about one theory which is called the circadian rhythm. This might also help you a lot. Now we all, human beings, we have a biological clock which works. You can see the picture over here also. All right, it's a biological clock. It's something works like this. So this is called the circadian rhythm cycle. So you should know which are the areas where is my level of hormones which works on highest, where, when do my cortisols get released, when is the high alertness. All right, which is the fastest reaction time which I have, maybe, during the evening time, when is the high pressure, because the moment you have your dinner, or evening 7 to 8 you have. So that's how you need to manage it. That, you know these, please, this is also available on internet. Please take this out. You can take a print and keep it. You should know that, this is the time when my hormonal level is actually working this way. So I'm going to manage my work at that time. This is the time when I think that I'm on a lighter side, so I have a lot of dopamine dose, or maybe the oxytocin and all these happy hormones that come. I think that is a time when, I should be with my spouse, with my family. All right. So this is a circadian rhythm. You should actually follow this because it's a biological clock. When we actually work according to the circadian rhythm, it makes our life very much, because this is again a very psychological and also scientifically proven, wherein you can manage your time and your task very well. All right, because it talks about, like, you can see at 70% energy. So early morning, from morning, 7 o'clock till 11 o'clock, it is actually the time when you are highest with the energy. So why to waste time? Why are you on the phone at that time? Why are you gossiping with your friends? That is an energy time, so complete your work. So you don't have to stay back more than 9 to 10 hours, or more than 10 hours. People say we work for 14 hours, 16 hours, but what is the time that you do in the morning? Right. See, it's all. a game, and I would say it's a gimmick when you say that I don't get time. Trust me, it's a gimmick, and it's a cliche also, because जब आप बोलते हो कि time नहीं है, all the time is with you. So, with that note, we are going to end this. The balance is beauty. Achieving balance in both your work and your personal lives allows you to perform optimally well in both the areas. So, essentially, with the last way of saying that, I'll come back, it is your life, right? Where in that life, work and personal life are just two small areas and corners. All right. So overall, you need to think about your life. All right. These small areas needs to be balanced accordingly. Okay. Thank you so much. So over to you, Prashanti. You can take this.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for a wonderful and thought-provoking session today. And without any delay, let's dive into the part we all have been waiting for, the question and answer session. And I'm very sure everyone is quite excited about the session because we already received some great questions from our attendees. So let's get started. Ma'am, we have some questions from them. So the first question says, what strategies do you currently employ to manage your work and personal life?
Okay, so as I said earlier, that I find it a sin the moment I'm out of my office. I don't even pay attention to what it is actually there in the office, because whatever time I get, I adequately do it at that time. So, but yes, when you talk about the strategies, what I do is that uh, I I keep a sticky note with me. So these are some sticky notes which I actually follow. So you can see it's written over here, January 7th, 8th, 9th, and it also says March 24th. Okay, so I maintain these sticky notes so that I know I need to do this work. So it's there in my mind. All right. So whenever I get time or whenever I'm in office, I prioritize my work according to the sticky notes. And yes, try to start maintaining diaries also, spirals also. People don't do this. All right, there are very few. I would say in my office there are just 20% of the people who actually write, because उनको लगता है कि मोबाइल में ही सब लिख दिया जाता है. You have organizers in your mobile phone, but when you write, it actually makes an impact. Okay, right.
Okay, thank you,
So
ma'am.
this is how I use it. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for answering that. And we have another question. It's very interesting. So, how effective do you find these strategies will work in real life?
Yes, it's a very good question, I would say, because preaching is very easy, but applying it is very difficult, I would say. Right. So I
Okay.
have thought about it. See, application will only work when you put it into practice. Right. So I would not say everything works with everyone, because the cloth that we wear is also tailor made.
Hmm.
So if I've given you five strategies, even if three is working with you, it would be great. Even if three works, I think it's great. So I think procrastination is something which everybody can avoid. So that's one of the strategies. Second, I think you can make a diary of priorities. It works with everyone, right? Third is that this is your mind. You can change your mind, right? You can change, because this is what God has given you, switch on and off button, right? So the moment we have this in ourselves, I think you can easily change your cognitions, because the moment you change the way you think, it actually gets manifested in your behavior and your task. So yes, it works only if you actually apply it. Okay, so they
Okay.
really work.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for answering that. And we have another question. It says, are you satisfied with your current work-life balance? And if not, what changes would you like to make?
Okay, so all questions on me. All right. So, if I say satisfied, I would say that, see, again, I told you that nobody is perfect. So, 100% I would not say I'm satisfied, because ups and downs are there in your life. So, there would be some roadblocks that comes. There will be bottlenecks that's going to come. I think that, now I have to give my time to my family, but it doesn't happen, because if I travel to a various place for my work, so it actually kills my personal life. It actually takes entire my work.
Hmm.
It takes the entire work area. So yes, realistically, if I talk about, it doesn't work always. But yes, if I am out of work, I am in my travel for at least 3 4 days, so I make sure that I take 2 days off and I be with my family. So I balance it that ways,
Okay.
right? That is
Yeah.
one way of doing it. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And we have another question. It says, what role do you believe employees should play in supporting their employees' work-life balance in the 21st century?
Oh, this is a very, very important question and a very eye opener for most of the employers. Do we really take care of our employees? That becomes a
Hmm.
question. So, there are many companies actually, they lay a lot of emphasis on the culture, because they find the human resource, the resource people who are working in the as the gems of the organization. They are the powerhouse of the organization. So if they consider them as the powerhouse, then they actually try to nurture and pamper them by maintaining their work life balance. Now, how do an organization needs to do this is that okay, firstly, structuring of the employees is very important. They need to have a mental health camps for the organization. There should be leisure or off-site activities, engagement activities, right? There should be, the HR should organize um, the well-being of an employee surveys, so that they come to know that the employees are actually happy or not. Because yes, it's an organization, so there will be targets, there will be performances pressure, there will be targets that they need to fulfill. There can be a lot of politics that can go in the organization. But yes, how the HR and the management is taking care, that plays a very important role. So compassion tool, very very important. A compassion tool should always be floated in the organization, where they actually try to understand the needs of the employees, and then they actually try to mitigate them. So, yes, counseling sessions, engagement sessions, leisure activities, these things actually lowers and mellows down the stress and the mental health, which is actually takes a toll at times. So that actually mellows down. So these are certain things that an organization should take as an action.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for answering that. And we have another question. This is the last question for this question and answer session. It says, what personal adjustments or boundaries do you think are necessary to achieve a healthier work-life integration in the modern work environment?
Although I've talked about it a lot on this question, but yes, again, I will reiterate it that the modern work environment, uh, the simple thing is that we take a lot of time traveling. This is the major problem, right?
Hmm.
So, how you're integrating, the number one rule is that you have to do an integration. So while you are traveling, that takes a long, because especially in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, such places, travel is a big thing. And you cannot give all your time to your family, you cannot give all your time to your work. So you need to integrate it. Either listen to you see a movie when you're traveling, listen to a music, all right, do your personal stuff, pay the school fees online. But see, certain things are there which is there on your hands. You don't need to run now. You need to order a food, you can do it with your hand. All right, with the hand, in the sense that with the mobile phone which you're carrying, right? So these are some very important, where I would say that, learn to integrate, learn to manage your time adequately, less on the screen time on mobile phone. Okay, because it's actually an addiction that we have all gone into, because for 5 minutes it actually takes 30 40 minutes. So be very calculative, all right, and be very mindful. Very very important that, you need to be mindful in what, even if you're exercising, be mindful that you are exercising. If you're yoga, you're
Hmm.
sitting in a yoga place yoga mat, be mindful that you're exercising and doing a breathing exercise. So these are actually ways where you can actually, firstly integrate, second balance it, third is that, you can understand that what is more important in your life, and understanding the importance of both sides of the coin is very, very important.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you so much for answering all the questions. And thank you for your patience. We had some technical glitches in between, but I'm so sorry about it.
Yes.
But thank you so
No, no, it's
much.
perfect.
Yeah,
It happens. It's a machine again, right? It's
yeah,
a
yeah,
machine. You can't
exactly.
trust it. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you never know it fails, but humans don't fail. But these are the machines that gives us glitches.
yeah.
uh,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And we have reached the conclusion of our webinar. And Parameshwari, ma'am, on behalf of all of us, a heartfelt thank you for your valuable insights and perspectives on Debunk the Work-Life Balance Myth. Your expertise has truly made this session memorable. And to our amazing attendees, your energy, curiosity, and thoughtful questions made all the difference. We hope today's session leaves you with fresh ideas and practical takeaways to apply in your professional journey. And before we say goodbye, I encourage you to stay connected with Education Nest for more insightful discussions. Follow us on all social media platforms. Stay updated on our upcoming webinars and keep learning. Take care and have a fantastic day and week ahead. Take care and bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Namaskar.